Welcome back, folks. It is a sensational Sunday. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's jump right into the forecast right now as we take a look outside at those, as we take a look at those weather headlines. You're going to be feeling outside those temperatures in the upper 90s and those triple digits today, even warmer than yesterday. Those record-breaking temperatures are possibly on the way for Monday, Tuesday, as well as, we had a chance to break those today. Our high pressure system is still hovering over Colorado, and that's what's bringing in all these dry airs, all these warm airs. Even as the west coast has an increase in temperatures, that's what's going to push us into those triple digits for the long run. And that also means sunshine. There's increased UV that's hanging on out. That's due to that increased elevation, which means that decreased ozone layer, more sunlight every day and longer days because it's summer. A dry climate means less moisture in that atmosphere. So even when you're up hiking, definitely even be more sun cautious because those UV rays and that less ozone layer. And mixed with that exercise, you're definitely going to want to take a hat, wear some sunscreen. So at least higher than 30 SPF. Make sure you apply that 15 to 30 minutes before you head out in the sun and every 2 hours after that. Unless you're getting wet, then reapply as soon as you get out of that water. Wear hats, sunglasses, long sleeves like I was just saying, and stay in those shady areas between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Now, mind you, just because those UV rays go down after 4 or 5 p.m., you can still have those warmer temperatures and those triple digits hanging out with us throughout those early evening hours. Our almanac will show us, 101 instead of our typical 95. A little bit of a shift from yesterday. Our low end, though, actually just right around what we're typically used to, 63 instead of that typical 64. And we've been hanging around that 104, 105 record-breaking temperature from just a couple of years, more than a couple of years, just about 15 to 18 years ago. We're going to get really close to pushing towards those record-breaking temperatures Monday and Tuesday. Still due to this high pressure system that's continuing to push on up through that Nevada area, through that Utah area. And there's also a high pressure system closer to that west coast, which is going to continue to move on in across these states and end up for us here on the western slope. So as we take a look into tomorrow, we'll notice those peak temperatures are going to happen in those late afternoon hours. And I've got little Miss Roxy hanging out with me for one last day. So if you'd like to send me a photo of your furry friend, please feel free to at jsage@KREXTV.com. I'd love to feature them on next week's broadcasts. And speaking of walking your dog, speaking of just being outside, slow down, dress for the heat. Don't eat heavy meals. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Cool down regularly. Avoid that caffeine. Try, if you're walking, headed out, go to the library, go to the mall, check on others, check on your neighbors, your family, your friends, and of course, check that back seat for anything important. That pollen forecast still about the same. Some high grasses, some low weeds, and some moderate mold hanging on out. And even though it's hot and we don't really have any fire warnings, keep in mind, never leave those campfires unattended. Adhere to the burn bans, keep vehicles off those dry vegetations. Just really try and be fire cautious as those temperatures increase. 107 possibly on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, also pushing into those triple digits. Montrose, of course, it's just a few degrees cooler, but still pushing above those seasonal averages. So I know I keep saying it, I know, but try and stay in those shady areas and try and stay cool with these warm temps.